Chicago, Glenview, Milwaukee, Columbus, Portage, Wisconsin Dells, Toma, La Crosse, Winona, Red Wing, St. Paul and St. Cloud, Detroit Lakes, Fargo, Grand Forks, Devil's Lake.
Hi.
Hi.
Is this your seat?
Huh?
Is this your seat?
Oh, no.
Well, do you know who this stuff belongs to?
Well, it's mine.
I thought you said this wasn't your seat.
Well, I was sitting here. What I meant to say is that no one is sitting here. There was this guy who was sitting there when we left for Chicago, but I think he got in another car. I sure hope so. He smelled bad. But I don't think he's coming back, so.
So are you trying to say that I can sit here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, where are you headed?
Seattle.
Whoa, that's like all the way at the end. Huh. I'm getting off in Whitefish.
What's in Whitefish?
Well, I'm going to the University of Montana. What are you gonna do in Seattle?
I'm going to the University of Washington.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I heard that's a great school. You a senior?
No, I'm a freshman.
Really? Huh. I never would have thought that. You look like a senior to me. I'm a freshman too.
Yeah, I guessed.
Oh. So, where are you from?
Evanston. It's just outside of Chicago.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I bet that's nice. My uncle used to live in Chicago, but he moved to Texas when I was little, so.
So, where are you from?
I'm from Dent.
I beg your pardon?
Dent? It's in Minnesota. It's kind of small, but there's lots of lakes around, so. Hey, what's your name?
Caitlin Ross.
Hi, I'm P. Galen. Caitlin, huh? That's a pretty name.
Sergeant? Sergeant!
Yes, sir.
I'm Major Harris. I'm from Ordnance, Bomb Disposal. I understand we have a problem here?
Yes, sir. I've got an anti-personnel mine stuck behind my back.
And what makes you think that?
I heard a click.
Sergeant, you're sitting on a tree made out of wood. Of course it's gonna make a sound. You sat on a branch or something.
This wasn't a branch! It was a click from a freaking APM. I've heard it before. 3 weeks ago, we were out on patrol. And Mac and I had just switched points when all of a sudden there's just this big pile of horse crap in the middle of the path. And so Mac just takes a step to the left so he won't step in it. And then I hear this click. Mac was gone. And if it wouldn't have been for this big rock in between us, I would have bought it too. So don't you try and tell me what a click sounds like. This was the same noise.
Calm down, Sergeant. I'm sorry. What's your name?
It's Galen. Pete Galen.
Okay, Galen, why don't you tell me what happened?
We had just come in off the sweep of the Ridge Road. The BAP has been running ambushes on the locals there. Captain called brakes, so we just decided to stop here. We swept for booby traps like always, and I mean, it was clear outside, so I just decided to take off my pack and then lean against the stump. And as soon as I did, I felt something give and I heard the click. I knew right away what it was, and honestly, I thought I was dead. But nothing happened, so I told the boys to clear out, and then the captain radioed for help. I'm guessing that's you.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna take a look, and you are going to do absolutely nothing. You're not gonna move a hair. You're not even gonna breathe. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you married?
Yes, sir.
How long?
7 years, sir. Next month.
Where'd you meet her?
Well, we met at college. Well, actually, it was on the way to college. It was on a train. The Empire Builder. It's a famous train. I was gonna go to school in Montana, but by the time the train had reached my stop, I was already in love with her. So I rode the train all the way to the end, and I switched schools, and then I married her the month after graduation.
You have any kids?
One, sir. His name's Mark. He's 5. He starts kindergarten this year. I haven't seen him in 11 months. What about you, sir? Are you married?
Yeah. 4 years. No kids yet, but hopefully, when I get back, my wife.
What's wrong, sir?
Galen, I owe you an apology. You do have a mind behind your back.
Yes, sir. Are you going to be able to get me out of here?
Galen, I promise you, I'm going to do everything that I can to get you out. Just need to talk to the captain for a minute.
Just hurry up, okay?
Don't worry.
Major? Is he going to be all right?
Captain, I've been here 18 months, and this is the darndest thing I've ever seen. Whatever little SLB set this thing was smart. He knew your men would sweep the area for mines. So he slipped one just behind the bark of a tree. He put this here to wedge it in place. Your man leans against it, pin slips, and him and whoever happens to be standing around is dead. The only thing that saved him was a knot in the back of the tree. It kept it from slipping far enough to detonate.
And what about Galen? How long is it going to take you to get him out of there?
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I mean, I can't get him out of there. He is a dead man.
What are you talking about? You're the bomb disposal expert. You've got to get my man out of there.
Watch it, Captain! Now, if I had the equipment and people, and if your man could keep from moving for 5 hours, then maybe I could do something. But we don't have the equipment, people, or time. That front's moving in, and we're supposed to get out of this sector ASAP. I'm sorry for him, but I can't help.
How did he take it?
I didn't tell him.
Well, why not?
Because that's your job. He's your man. I told him I would do everything that I can to get him out. And I have. You can tell him when it happens. He won't feel a thing.
The Army? Are you nuts?
I thought you said your parents could pay for school.
Well, I mean, I guess they could, but I mean, it's not like they have a ton of money, and this way college is free, and then I get a little extra spending money each month.
You're going to be a forestry major. What does the Army need a forestry major for? Do you plan on attacking communist trees or something?
Shut up! So, how long do you have to go in the Army for after college?
4 years?
4 years? Man, you're crazy. Why don't you just go to Anderson for 2 years and work part-time? Then you can transfer to state and you won't have to go into the Army.
Because I don't want to go to a community college, and I don't want to go to state, and I really don't mind going into the Army. Get off my back.
Fine.
So, are you going to the lake with us after the graduation party?
Nah, I'll probably just hang around here.
That's because Susan will be going to the lake.
Shut up!
Man, you're so pathetic sometimes. I'll be seeing you after school. Private Jorgensen requests permission to be dismissed. General Galen, sir.
Private Jorgensen has my permission to stick it up his...
Oh, General has a potty mouth. See ya.
He's just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I know.
So you're really not going to the lake?
Nope.
You know, I think you're being really selfish. Because I'd really like you to be there, and I don't care what Susan thinks. I think you owe it to us to be there.
All right, I'll go. But it's gonna be lame.
Good. So, what are you going to do in the army anyway?
Huh, I really don't know. Well, I thought it might be cool to, like, drive a tank or something.
Well, at least you'll get an dent. Maybe you'll get to see the world or something.
Yeah. Or something. Hey, Captain.
How you doing, Sergeant?
Just fine, sir. What did the Major say?
Well, he says it's a tricky situation, but he's going to do everything he can. Yeah, he had to go back to regiment to get some equipment. I'm gonna go check on the men.
Sir,
Yeah?
promise me that you're not gonna leave me here.
I promise, Sergeant.
Excuse me, sir. Regiment just called. They want us to move 3 clicks down to Brazza. They don't want to bring the Black Hawk so close to the mountains.
Well, when do they want us to do that?
Right away, sir. The Hawk's ETO is 1400. They want us out of here before dawn.
How am I supposed to do that with Galen stuck on that tree? Did you explain that to them?
No, sir.
Then get regiment back on the radio and tell them that I've got a man in trouble here and I am not about to leave him. See if you can get us some reinforcements to secure this position. I'm gonna go check the perimeter.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant,
Yes, Galen.
is everything okay, ma'am?
Everything's fine. I'm calling regiment now to get us some more help. How are you? Can I get you anything?
Well, I am getting just a little thirsty, ma'am.
I'll send someone with water. Anything else?
Yes. A big steak with some onion rings and then yes, a chocolate milkshake with some vanilla ice cream.
I'll see what I can do. Hang tough, Sarge.
Yes, ma'am. Not like I had much choice.
Private Galen, do you recall what I told you during basic training?
Yes, Sergeant Major.
And what was that?
That you were gonna keep me from getting our sorry butt shut off.
Then perhaps you can tell me how you screwed up so badly. Didn't you listen to any of my lectures? The major who just had to light a cigarette at night and got 10 of her men killed? Or the platoon leader who couldn't remember the difference between blue and orange smoke and called an airstrike on his own position? And do you also recall what I said would happen the moment you got lazy during combat? The moment you screwed up? Do you remember where I said you would find yourself?
In a whole world of trouble, Sergeant Major.
And where are you now?
In a whole world of trouble. But I didn't screw up. I mean, I didn't. I went by the book and I did everything that you're supposed to do. I checked the area and I checked for tripwires and indentations and suspicious ground area and I cleared the whole area and I did my job. It's not my fault.
Well, Private, I guess you're going to be the subject of my next lecture.
Now, how am I supposed to get out of this, Sergeant Major? You didn't teach me that.
Where's Mark?
He's next door at the Phillips playing with Rachel. I was just going over to get him before dinner was ready.
There are some people here to see you.
Who? What's wrong, Mom?
Honey, they're from the army.
What?
Caitlin.
Tell him I'm busy. Tell him I have to go get Mark and dinner is almost ready and I need to. Is he captured? Or wounded? That's okay. He can take as long as he needs to get better. We can.
Katie! He is dead. He was killed yesterday, honey. I am so sorry.
Oh, Mom. I knew something bad was going to happen. I knew the day he left, but he was coming back. He was coming back. I have to go get Mark. It's time for dinner.
Katie, he's fine at the neighbors for now. You need to come sit down.
No, I have to tell him. I have to tell him about his father. I have to tell him. I have to tell him about his father.
Hey, Sarge. Lieutenant says you were thirsty. Is it safe to come over there?
Sure, Wagner, just try not to trip and bump into me.
Right.
Hey, where's my steak and onion rings at? No, I'm just kidding. Well, go on. Get out of here.
It's okay, Sarge. Lieutenant says I can stay and keep you company. Just promise you ain't gonna explode or nothing.
Yeah, I promise. So, what's everyone else up to?
Well, Captain's got everyone digging in on the other side of that hill.
Ooh, bet they're loving that.
I don't know. Beats humping up and down these freaking mountains. I can't understand why the Jeebs want to fight for him anyway. I wouldn't pay you $100 for him.
Amen to that.
Pretty crappy situation, huh, Sarge? Who'd have figured the Jeebs would have put an ATM under a tree? I don't even know what kind of trees they have in this stupid place.
Well, I mean, the same kind we got back home. Up in, like, northern Maine and Michigan. I mean, it's the same kind of climate.
How do you know that?
Well, I was a forestry major in college.
You mean that you wanted to be like a forest ranger?
Yeah, something like that.
Mr. Gavin, would you care to explain to the class the concept of a transitional forest? You did do the readings, Mr. Gavin.
Well, yes, ma'am.
Good. What is a transitional forest?
Well, I know it has something to do with trees.
A brilliant deduction, Mr. Gavin, since this is a course in the ecology of forest systems. Pine trees. Now you do know what a pine tree is, Mr. Gavin.
Yes, ma'am.
Pine trees need sunshine to grow. Deciduous trees need shade. And so in an open field with lots of sunlight, the pine trees flourish and grow. But as they flourish and grow, they begin to create shade. The deciduous trees take root in the shade and also begin to flourish and grow. And for a while, the two species coexist. But soon, the deciduous trees begin to produce their own shade. This shade slowly begins to kill the pine trees. Eventually, the pines disappear and only the deciduous trees remain. Perhaps you recognize the irony of a transitional forest, Mr. Galen. Mr. Galen? Mr. Galen! The pine trees, by their very success, create the conditions for their own destruction.
Only problem is, if it starts to snow tonight, it's gonna be colder than heck, and I left my good socks back at base.
Snow? What are you talking about? It's not supposed to snow tonight.
I heard Lieutenant telling Sparks there was some kind of cold front moving in real fast. Clouds, fog, maybe some snow. You all right, Sergeant?
Wagner, I need you to go get the captain for me.
Right now?
Yeah.
Sure thing, Sarge.
Sister Ann?
Yes, Peter?
Sister, I need some help. I'm really scared and I don't know what to do.
Have you made an act of contrition? Have you asked God for forgiveness for your sins?
Yes, sister.
That's good, Peter. God will send you his peace and comfort.
Yes, sister. But is God gonna get me out of here? Because I just want to go home. I mean, I want to go home and see Katie and see Mark and I don't want to be here anymore. I'm so scared. So can you tell me, is God gonna get me out of here?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I can't. I will pray for you. I still pray for all of my old students every day.
Thank you, sister. Sister.
Yes?
Is there really a heaven? I mean, like, really? Is it true?
Yes, Peter. It's true. Do you remember the song I taught you in class? The one about the moon? I see the moon sees me, down through the arms of the old oak tree. Please let the light that shines on me shine on the ones I love, over the mountains and over the seas. That is where my heart is longing to be. Please let the light that shines on me shine on the ones I love. See, Pete? The thing I like about you is that you don't do things like real people. Most people will get themselves into a war where they can actually pronounce the name of the places.
What's the name of that city that's been on the news? Prostavarovich?
It sounds like you're swearing at someone.
Give him the present we got him.
Oh, you guys didn't have to give me anything.
Oh, yes, we did. But, Professor, you don't understand. There's no toilet paper!
Very funny.
The look on Drummond's face, I thought she was going to have a heart attack.
The great Forest Ranger Army guy wants to leave a senior field expedition because he forgot
Toilet paper!
You know, the only good thing about being overseas is that you two morons won't be there.
Oh, don't worry. We'll send you a care package every week with your cute little nose strips so you won't
Oh,
snore.
Caitlin told you about my nose strips?
Caitlin tells us everything.
We still can't figure out why she married a loser like you.
Well, I guess she doesn't tell you everything.
So, what time do you leave?
Well, my flight's at 10:30. Terry's gonna pick me up and then just take me to the airport. I figured it'd be too hard for Katie to have to say goodbye there.
How is she doing? I mean, like, really?
Yeah. All she tells us is that everything's going to be fine.
Well, I mean, you know Katie. Everything is always gonna be fine. Hey, so, Dan Rinaldi called today. He checked out the car and says everything looks okay, so.
Good.
I left all the insurance stuff in a brown folder and I just put it on top of the desk. Terry says if you have any questions that she can just help you out.
Fine.
There's a letter in the top right drawer. It's in case anything should happen to me.
Stop it!
What?
Stop trying to make everything okay. Stop trying to fix everything you can't. So just stop it.
Well, I'm sorry.
And stop apologizing. All you've done for the past 3 weeks is walk around here saying you're sorry about everything. It's driving me crazy.
I'm sorry.
See? Look, Pete. I know you're sorry. I know you don't want to go. And I know you love me and Mark. So just stop it. And do not tell me about any letters hidden away somewhere just in case. You're coming back, got it?
Got it.
Good. You know, sometimes I wish that smelly man on the train had stayed in his seat.
Well, it was sort of cute.
You never mentioned that. I think I'll go make sure Mark is really asleep.
So Alex sets his alarm for 5 a.m. so he can get up early, take a shower, eat a good breakfast, review a little, and be ready for the SATs. Only problem is, Alex has never gotten up before 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning in his life. Next thing he knows, he wakes up and it's 11:45.
So what's he gonna do?
Oh, he'll just have to take him in March. He's just mad about the $75 he wasted. So, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Oh, we're going out to my grandparents in Spokane. We go there every year. What about you?
My mom and I are going to my aunt's house. She has like 4 little kids, so it's easier for us to go to her place.
What about your dad?
My dad, he died when I was little, so.
Oh. I'm so sorry.
It happened when I was 5. I barely remember him anyway.
What happened?
Oh, he was killed in war. He was in the army. I hadn't seen him like a year before then, so honestly, it was kind of weird.
I'm really sorry.
It's fine. What I really wanted to know is if, when you get back from Spokane, would you maybe want to go see a movie or something like that?
That'd be nice. I'd like that.
You're paying, right? That was a joke.
You're such a jerk.
That's why all the ladies love me.
Get me out of here! Get me out of here!
Sir.
Did you get a hold of Regiment?
Yes, sir.
Well, what did they say?
They said no dice, sir. Once the front hits, this whole area will be socked in for 3 days. The Colonel wants us to pull out now. She wants us in Brazda by 1400. That's in an hour. The choppers will be there to pull us out.
And what about Galen?
The Colonel says she's sorry, but she can't risk the whole company for one man.
Well, that's easy for her to say, isn't it? Sitting on her butt at headquarters.
Begging your pardon, sir, but if we're going to make it to Brazda by 1400, we need to get going now.
And what exactly am I supposed to tell Galen? Sorry, Sarge, we've got a flight to catch?
If we miss those choppers, we'll be stuck here just like him.
I promised him we wouldn't leave him. He's got a family back home.
So do I! So does everyone else in this company! There isn't a person here who wouldn't do anything for Galen. But if the Major can't do anything, neither can we. All we can do is get out of here.
Fine. You want to leave? We'll leave. I'll get the men ready. You tell Galen.
But-
No buts, Lieutenant. That's an order. You explain it to him. You're so good at it.
Galen!
Lieutenant!
Galen! I just talked to Regiment. There's bad weather coming in. Fast.
Yeah, Wagner told me.
Once it hits, we won't get any air cover.
Yes, ma'am?
Galen, they're pulling us out.
Yeah, I figured as much. When do you have to go?
Now, if we don't make it to Brazda in time, then we'll be stuck here too.
Yeah, trust me, you don't want that.
Galen, is there anyone you want me to talk to?
And tell him what?
Look, I'm sorry. If there was anything I could do.
Right. Right. Look, I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Go on. Get out of here.
All right. I'm going. Goodbye, Galen.
Lieutenant.
Yes?
My wife. Could you tell her that, Could you tell her that, Could you just not tell her about this? Just tell her I went fast, okay? And I didn't even know what hit me.
All right. I can do that.
Thanks, Lieutenant. You better hurry.
Thanks, Galen.
Peter. Peter.
Mom?
Peter, it's time to come in.
Oh, come on, Mom.
Come on, Peter, it's time for dinner.
Oh, but can't I just stay out some more?
No, Peter, it's time to come in.
Oh, come on, just a few more minutes now.
Peter, Mark, Galen, you get in this house right now. I didn't spend an hour cooking for it to get cold. Now move.
But, Mom!
No buts. You can play some more tomorrow.
All right, Mom. I'm coming.
Good boy.
Hey, Katie. When he's older, you take Mark on the Empire Builder, okay? You tell them all about it. You tell them how we rode all the way to the end. Together. Chicago, Glenview, Milwaukee, Columbus, Portage, Wisconsin Dells, Toma, La Crosse, Winona, Red Wing, St. Paul, St. Cloud, Detroit Lakes, Fargo, Grand Forks, Devil's Lake.
There are places